Welcome to The Pitch. I'm Rachel Wallis, and today from our West Hollywood Focus TV studios, we're honored to have on the show founder of Alitura Naturals, Andy Hnilo. Andy, hi, and welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
So you have a really interesting story. You started out as an athlete and a model and an actor. So why don't you tell us the inspiring journey that led you to developing this amazing skincare range?
So yeah, this is it's pretty cool for me because right down the street at Cedars-Sinai is where I woke up after getting hit by a westbound heading SUV on Melrose, hit into the eastbound lane and run over by another SUV. Lost consciousness after the first point of impact. Very lucky to be alive, but yeah, right down the street at Cedars-Sinai,
Wow.
in a hospital is where I woke up on morphine. My chin was through the bottom of my mouth, sticking through. It was a compound fracture. I had 7 broken ribs, a collapsed lung, and I'm very lucky to be alive. But what that led to is my purpose and my passion, which is skincare.
So it's interesting that, you know, that awful trail of events led you to your passion.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But how does that happen? I mean, obviously you're, you know, wanting to get yourself back to, you know, tip-top condition. But how did it come about that you end up creating this whole range of products from there?
So I had been interested into just taking care of myself, health, wellness, and nutrition, and ultimately skincare back when I was acting and modeling, because it was something that I could control going into any audition or casting. It was just, if I had an audition to prepare for on Monday going into the weekend, I just took every single day into preparing for that role or preparing for that, you know, that job, so to speak, because it was something I could control and I like to do it. So I would eat well, I'd work out well, I would take care of myself, and that's what I had, that passion for skincare, because going into that room looking like your pictures is a way to set yourself apart from other actors and models.
So how did it go then from being obviously this whole healing process for you that you developed to what is now a global product that's being offered?
I would try, I mean, so many things didn't work. I mean, the whole beta testing on myself was essentially my formulation of the product, but I never had an intention to create it. The people who saw me in the ICU, in the hospital rooms, were so blown away with my scarring being significantly reduced, the swelling gone down, and the abrasions completely gone very quickly after the accident. So they were wondering what I did, and so as hard as it was to admit that I was wearing a clay mask as an ex-athlete or as a guy,
right.
I'm so glad I did, because here we are. But they wanted to know, they wanted to try it, and I would go over to their house with my little backpack, a little bottle of apple cider vinegar and some of my favorite essential oils. I'd mix it up in a little wooden bowl, and all I would ask is just for their feedback and if they liked it, and some just a little picture if they would, you know, take it. But so they fell in love with the product. They started telling their friends started telling their friends, and a lot of my friends in the industry were asking about it as well. So that, about 1.5 years, 2 years of just driving around town, never charging anybody. It was my little creative outlet. I just wanted to see if people loved it as much as I did.
So in terms of kind of pulling the right people in to help you launch this, who was involved? Who did you need?
Yeah, so Dave Asprey, who's the CEO of Bulletproof Nutrition, I troubleshooted his email address. So I finally found one that worked. I knew the info at, like the contact email you can find on some websites, info at Bulletproof Exec at that time is what it was. And so I figured, well, his name's Dave, his name's Dave Asprey, it can't be that much off that. So I just found about 10 different combinations in my head of what, I just copy pasted the same email and attached a picture of me in the ICU and a picture of me in a magazine that I shot after the accident. Said, hey, thanks so much for creating these products, because I was using his products like his collagen protein, his brain octane, which is a concentrated form of coconut oil, just to get me back on my feet, to motivate me to get back in shape. And I loved his attention to detail with ingredients. So one of those emails went through, and he brought me on board not only as an ambassador to Bulletproof, but he had me on his podcast, which is one of the top podcasts on iTunes at the time, Bulletproof Radio. It had millions of downloads. So he had me on to talk about my accident and how I recovered quickly through using a lot of his Bulletproof products. But towards the end, I told him about this mask that I've been using, and he had millions of people from all around the world asking how they could get a hold of this mask. He invested in my brand and took my product onto his site as his first bulletproof approved skincare product. And we just, I mean, I've never experienced anything like that. I mean, because I had to come up with a price really quickly. I had to package it properly. It was just, believe me, that's a long story made very short.
So it sort of snowballed from there, I assume, based on
that little snowflake turned into an avalanche, seriously.
So Andy, can you tell us a little bit about some of these products then?
Absolutely. So
dying to hear.
Yeah, so it's Alitura, as I said, it's Latin for feeding, nourishing, and your skin being your largest organ. I feel like it responds best to just ingredients that are as close to nature as possible.
Okay.
So no toxic chemicals, no synthetic ingredients, artificial colors, fragrances, preservatives. I want it fresh. I want it like food. So, I mean, everything in here, that's what it stands for. It's just we don't use any of those. We use everything. I don't have the big corporate overhead, so I'm able to use nice fresh fresh beeswax, freshwater pearl powder.
Okay.
Just above and beyond with my ingredient decks.
Andy, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Amazing to have you and to hear the story. Please join us each week to hear the journey of another entrepreneur. I'm Rachel Wallis, and this is The Pitch.